My beloved child, this is a fictional story created to inspire courage, hope, and reflection. The events and characters are symbolic and are not presented as real divine messages. The rain arrived without warning, covering the city in a silver curtain that blurred every familiar road. Every sound seemed softer than before, yet every heartbeat carried the weight of something extraordinary drawing closer. Deep inside, an invisible chapter was already beginning to unfold, even though the world still looked exactly the same. The ordinary days had become so predictable that even the sunrise felt like it was repeating yesterday's story. Small routines quietly filled every hour, making life appear settled while unseen opportunities waited beyond the horizon. Nothing appeared different on the surface, yet everything beneath it was slowly changing. The quiet feeling refused to disappear, remaining present through every peaceful morning and every silent evening. It never shouted, yet it carried enough strength to gently redirect every thought toward an unfamiliar destination. Destiny often arrives softly before it completely transforms a life. Archangel Michael says, in this fictional tale, courage is often discovered before answers become visible. The strongest steps are sometimes taken without knowing the entire road ahead. Every meaningful journey begins with a single decision to move forward. Type Amen 111 if this story inspires your heart. Across the city, someone much younger carried dreams that most people considered impossible. While many doubted those dreams, determination quietly grew stronger every single day. Every setback became another reason to keep moving instead of giving up. That younger soul had experienced rejection, disappointment, and countless closed doors. Instead of becoming bitter, each obstacle slowly transformed into wisdom. Every difficult season built a character capable of changing not only one life but many others. Neither of you knew each other, yet your stories were slowly moving toward the same intersection. Invisible threads connected separate journeys long before either person recognized the pattern. Every passing day quietly shortened the distance between those two paths. Life has a remarkable way of introducing people at exactly the right moment. What seems accidental today often becomes unforgettable tomorrow. The smallest encounter can become the beginning of an entirely different future. Type Amen 333 if hope continues to grow within you. Weeks passed as ordinary conversations unexpectedly opened extraordinary doors. A simple invitation became an opportunity that neither person expected to receive. What looked small from the outside carried enormous possibilities within it. The younger individual had accepted a position in another city where fresh ideas were welcomed. Instead of keeping the opportunity alone, they believed someone experienced deserved to stand beside them. Respect became stronger than pride, and generosity became greater than competition. Many people believed experience and youth could never work together. This fictional story chose a different direction. Wisdom and fresh vision slowly began walking side by side. Their message arrived quietly one peaceful evening. There were no dramatic announcements or impossible promises. Only sincere words expressing trust, appreciation, and an invitation to begin something meaningful together. Archangel Michael says, within this fictional story, courage often appears disguised as unexpected opportunity. Faith in tomorrow grows stronger when kindness becomes greater than fear. Every new beginning carries hidden gifts that only perseverance can reveal. Type Amen 555 if new beginnings encourage your spirit. The invitation included relocation to a peaceful town surrounded by hills and open skies. Everything there moved slower, allowing people to rediscover forgotten dreams. Peace replaced pressure, and purpose slowly replaced uncertainty. Leaving familiar surroundings felt difficult. Every street carried memories, every corner reminded you of another chapter already completed. Even beautiful endings still carry a little sadness. Days of careful preparation followed. Boxes slowly filled with meaningful belongings while memories quietly filled the heart. Every packed item represented another step toward a completely different tomorrow. Friends offered encouragement with genuine smiles. Their words reminded everyone that growth sometimes requires leaving comfortable places behind. New chapters rarely begin inside familiar surroundings. Type Amen 777 if this journey reminds you to embrace change. One peaceful morning, the journey finally began. The road stretched farther than expected, revealing landscapes that seemed untouched by worry. Every mile created more distance from fear and more room for hope. Hours later, the destination appeared beneath a golden sunset. It was neither larger nor more impressive than the previous city. Yet it carried something impossible to measure: peace. The younger companion welcomed you warmly, introducing neighbors whose kindness immediately felt genuine. Nobody cared about age differences. Everyone valued honesty, effort, and compassion above everything else. Each new day revealed another reason why this relocation mattered. Opportunities appeared naturally because people believed in encouraging one another instead of competing endlessly. The environment itself inspired confidence. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The weeks that followed transformed uncertainty into confidence. Small achievements gradually became remarkable victories. Every success reminded both companions that remarkable futures are built through consistent effort rather than instant miracles. Looking back, it became clear that the relocation itself was never the greatest gift. The true blessing was discovering people who inspired courage, generosity, and purpose every single day. Sometimes the greatest destination is not a place but the life that slowly grows there. The story ends with hope instead of certainty because every reader continues writing their own next chapter. Wherever your path leads, may kindness remain stronger than fear, perseverance stronger than doubt, and hope brighter than yesterday. Even the quietest beginning can become the foundation of an extraordinary future. The first morning in the new town arrived with a peaceful silence that felt completely different from the noise left behind. Sunlight slowly reached across the windows, filling every corner with warmth instead of urgency. It seemed as though the place itself was gently encouraging every dream to breathe again. The younger companion had already begun preparing for the day's work before sunrise. Every movement reflected quiet discipline instead of excitement alone. Their determination came from years of believing that every small effort eventually becomes part of something extraordinary. Watching that level of dedication awakened something that had remained hidden for a long time. Confidence returned little by little instead of arriving all at once. Every passing hour became another reminder that fresh beginnings do not depend on age but on the willingness to keep growing. During the first week, unexpected opportunities appeared from directions no one had anticipated. Simple conversations led to meaningful introductions, and meaningful introductions slowly became lasting partnerships. Each connection added another piece to a future that once seemed impossible to imagine. Type Amen 999 if this fictional story fills your heart with hope. The younger guide never acted as though they knew everything. Instead, they listened carefully, respected every experience, and welcomed every lesson that life had already taught someone else. That balance of humility and ambition inspired everyone around them. Together, both of you began restoring an old community building that had been forgotten for years. Broken walls slowly became symbols of restoration instead of abandonment. Every repaired corner reminded everyone that damaged things can become beautiful once again. The project attracted neighbors from every direction. Some offered tools, others brought food, and many simply shared encouraging words that strengthened the spirit of every volunteer. A place that once stood empty gradually became filled with laughter and renewed purpose. Nobody measured success by money alone. Instead, success was seen in every smile, every helping hand, and every dream that became possible because people chose unity over competition. The atmosphere itself inspired generosity without expecting anything in return. Archangel Michael says, within this fictional story, every act of kindness becomes a light that quietly reaches farther than anyone can measure. True strength is revealed through compassion, patience, and the courage to keep moving forward together. Even the smallest encouragement can become the beginning of someone else's greatest chapter. Type Amen 444 if this story inspires you to keep moving forward. Months passed, and the decision to relocate no longer felt uncertain. The unfamiliar streets slowly became familiar paths filled with meaningful memories. Every sunrise carried anticipation instead of anxiety. The younger companion continued opening new doors, yet they always insisted that every achievement belonged to the entire team. Recognition never became a reason for pride but another opportunity to encourage others. Their example quietly changed the culture of everyone around them. People from neighboring towns soon began visiting to learn how such a small community had become so full of hope. They expected to discover a secret formula, yet they found something much simpler. Genuine care, consistent effort, and mutual respect had quietly transformed ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Looking around, it became impossible to ignore how much life had changed since the day that unexpected invitation first appeared. What once seemed risky had become the greatest turning point in the journey. Every challenge faced along the way had prepared the heart for this new season. The road ahead still held unknown chapters, but fear no longer controlled the direction. Confidence grew stronger because every previous obstacle had become proof that perseverance creates possibilities. The future remained unwritten, and that made it even more beautiful. Far beyond the hills surrounding the peaceful town, another opportunity was already beginning to take shape. Neither of you knew it yet, but the next chapter would ask for even greater courage, deeper trust, and a willingness to dream beyond every previous limit. The story was only beginning, and the greatest pages had not yet been written. The peaceful rhythm of the town continued for many weeks, yet an unexpected letter quietly arrived one bright morning. It carried no dramatic warning, only an invitation to participate in a regional project that could bring lasting change to hundreds of families. The opportunity appeared ordinary at first glance, but everyone sensed it could become the beginning of something remarkable. The younger companion carefully unfolded the letter and placed it on the table without speaking. Silence filled the room for a few moments as both of you slowly realized the importance of what lay ahead. Every previous experience suddenly felt like preparation for this very moment. The invitation involved restoring several abandoned community spaces across neighboring towns. Empty buildings that had stood forgotten for years could become learning centers, gathering places, and workshops where people would discover new skills. The project demanded patience, teamwork, and unwavering determination. Neither of you rushed toward the decision. Every detail was discussed with thoughtful care, ensuring that hope remained stronger than excitement alone. A meaningful future is often built through steady choices instead of hurried ones. Type Amen 1212 if this fictional story encourages your spirit. Preparations began with careful planning and countless hours of quiet effort. Maps covered the tables, notebooks filled with ideas, and schedules slowly came together one page at a time. Every small task carried the same importance because each one supported the larger vision. Volunteers soon joined the mission from nearby communities. Some arrived with years of experience, while others simply wanted the chance to make a positive difference. Every person brought unique strengths that completed another piece of the growing dream. The younger companion continued leading with remarkable humility. Success never changed the kindness shown toward others, and every achievement became another opportunity to encourage someone else. Respect naturally followed because genuine leadership always begins with serving. Days turned into weeks, and the first restored building finally opened its doors. Laughter echoed through rooms that had once stood empty, replacing silence with renewed purpose. Smiles spread across every face as families gathered together once again. Type Amen 888 if hope continues to grow within your heart. News of the project slowly reached surrounding towns. More volunteers arrived, bringing fresh ideas and renewed energy that strengthened every effort. What began as one simple invitation gradually became a movement of compassion and cooperation. The younger companion quietly smiled while watching children explore the restored spaces with excitement. Their happiness became the greatest reward of every long day spent working together. Moments like these reminded everyone that lasting change is created through consistent acts of kindness. One peaceful evening, both of you stood overlooking the hills as the sun disappeared beyond the horizon. The journey from uncertainty to confidence felt almost unbelievable. Every difficult step taken months earlier had become part of a beautiful story that neither of you could have imagined. The wind carried a quiet reminder that every ending is also the beginning of another chapter. New opportunities would continue appearing as long as courage remained stronger than fear. The future stretched ahead like an open road waiting to be explored. Type Amen 2020 if this story inspires you to embrace new beginnings. As the stars slowly filled the night sky, another envelope arrived, resting silently outside the door. It contained an invitation from a distant city that had heard about the remarkable transformation taking place. The next journey promised to be even greater, carrying possibilities far beyond anything experienced so far. Neither excitement nor worry dominated the moment. Instead, there was quiet confidence built through every lesson learned along the way. Whatever came next would be faced together with wisdom, perseverance, and hope. The story continued because growth never truly reaches a final destination. Every achievement opened another path, every challenge revealed another strength, and every act of kindness inspired someone else to believe that positive change is always possible. The greatest adventure was still waiting just beyond the horizon.